welcome to another episode of Rugby Nation. It's been a big week in the world of rugby. The Black Ferns were back in action across the ditch and the New Zealand under-20s continued their World Cup campaign. But first, the All Blacks gathered in camp this week as the Rugby Championship looms in Argentina. So joining me on the couch is a great friend of the show, TJ. Tony Johnson, welcome back. First of all, we've got to unpack the Super Rugby final. How great was that for the game and what did you make of it? You were front row and centre.
Yeah, it was an epic, Taylor. I really enjoyed the occasion. I loved the fact that they had a big crowd there, that the weather came right. We had the two best teams there, but it proved yet again that when it comes to the crunch, the Crusaders, there is something ingrained in them that no matter how many players they might have missing, doesn't matter who they, the 23 they put out on the field, there's just something about them that knows how to get it done at the business end of the competition. So they were worthy champions. I thought it was a great occasion, just marred a little bit, overshadowed perhaps by the fact that the All Blacks were being named the next day and also the business with the refereeing. And I hope that one thing that's come out of it is that we know that that is not okay, what happened after that. But all in all, no, it was a great final.
And the Crusaders, they ruined the spoils for the Chiefs and their opportunity there, but plenty of players have stood out there. Let's talk about the All Blacks. They're about to head off to Argentina. What do you make of the squad and what do you think they're going to bring?
Well, it's a big squad,
yeah.
36, and they've decided to take them all there too. So they've kind of gone into a camp situation, which in a World Cup year you can sort of understand. I mean, why you'd need 7 props to go away with, that's a bit of a stretch, but you can see what it is that they're trying to do. They're trying to get everyone together on the same page because they've got a very tricky start to the championship. Argentina in Mendoza, not Buenos Aires. They're playing up country. That's new.
Yeah.
And then you come straight back and you play the Springboks. So it's going to be fascinating to see how they manage that large group of players through the first 2 weeks. You'd have to think that a lot of the players that appeared in the final, the Super Rugby final, they won't be wanting them to back up. Some of them will have to, but that presents a really good opportunity for some of the players, kind of knocking on the door or maybe on the fringe of the World Cup selection. Yeah,
how do you think that first game's going to go? Like you said, it's in hostile environment, Mendoza against Argentina. A couple of players, how do you think that's going to play out?
Well, it's tricky for sure because you're right up in the foothills of the Andes. You're a long way from the coast. It's really hardcore rugby territory up in Mendoza. They makes a pretty good wine up there too, by the way. There won't be much time for that, but I'm sure Michael Cheika, they'll be lying in wait. There is always going to be a question mark over the Pumas, particularly their first game of the year, how they come together, because they scatter far and wide. I think they've got some question marks over their selection as well, particularly their 9-10 combinations. Kremer, their outstanding loose forward, he's been suspended because he just about took someone's head off in the French league. But either or, they've beaten the All Blacks in Australia, they've beaten them at New Zealand. Now they would love to beat them in Argentina. So the All Blacks are going to have to hit the ground running because, as I say, this is a really tricky first up match.
And how important do you think it is to win this entire championship leading to the World Cup?
Well, I think that's the World Cup. That puts it in a slightly different context. And I've always thought that perhaps the Rugby Championship winner in World Cup year should have an asterisk beside the name because it very rarely equates to World Cup success. It's only happened once. I think the last time South Africa in 2019 won the Rugby Championship, went on to win the World Cup. That's the only time that's ever happened. I think what's more important for the All Blacks, I think the number one priority will be retaining the Bledisloe Cup. They would hate to lose that, particularly in a World Cup year, but also they've got question marks over a number of positions in the team. You look at blindside flanker, you look at the challenge to the established players that's coming on in the front row, you look at your combination in the back line, your sort of 9, 10, 12 axis, who's going to play fullback, who's the back. Quite a lot of questions that will need to be answered over the coming weeks, plus the opportunities, obviously, that it presents.
And we know Eddie Jones has circled our game against Samoa with that Bledisloe Cup up for grabs.
Yeah, you can put a ring around that, Eddie Jones. And the Australians, to me, fascinating because on paper they look really strong. They've got Eddie Jones back in the mix, and I think it's a short-term kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's almost like a game of Texas Hold'em. And they have gone all in before all the cards are dealt. They've got players coming back from overseas like Skelton, Serevi, Corumbeti, who can make a real difference. The question is how quickly can they get back into, you know, the test rugby scenario. There's going to be a bit of adjusting, but I think that they've got Springboks first up in Pretoria. They come home and play the Pumas, but I think it's, as you quite rightly say, it'll be the third game, the Bledisloe Cup, because Eddie Jones knows more than anyone that if they win the Bledisloe Cup, it's a huge, huge boost to Australia, but it's also a massive downer for the All Blacks, and that's what his thinking will be.
Well, first things first, we've got to absolutely nail the championship, and then looking ahead, Rugby World Cup, there's a lot of chat about the favourites at the moment. Sir Graham Henry had circled France and Ireland. Do you agree?
I certainly agree as far as France is concerned. I mean, and you look at how their under-20s are going, they are an absolute powerhouse now. And it just, I think it shows you how well their setup is working. Their three-tiered competition, it's a very, very powerful force that they are now. They've got an outstanding team. If they can't win it with this team at home, they will never win the World Cup. That's my way of thinking. But you can never underestimate the ability of the French to create drama when you didn't think there was any. They're very good at that. Ireland, I'm not so sure about Ireland. I mean, they've played great. Yeah. They've beaten the All Blacks 2 or 3 times now, but they've never gone past the quarterfinals. I think that's a big mental block for them. And also, I think they're very heavily dependent on Johnny Sexton. So what sort of shape and what frame of mind he is on the day, I think it's going to be a huge one. So perhaps not so much Ireland for me, but definitely France. But my smoky at the moment, I think the Wallabies, just watch out for them. They've got the easy side of the draw. Yeah. And they're assembling a very powerful team under a guy who's always proven to be better in the short term rather than the long term, in Eddie Jones.
Well, definitely something to look forward to. We can't wait. First of all, championship and then Rugby World Cup. Yeah. Plenty of rugby coming our way, isn't there?
Yeah, and just before I go, I should say that I do believe, you know, I'm not writing off the All Blacks either. I think they are absolutely capable of winning the Rugby World Cup. It's going to be very hard. But I think it's a very fascinating scenario that we've got ahead of us. Yeah, well, we like the confidence you have there, TJ. We'll totally back you on that one. Thank you so much for joining us. Right, we're going to take a quick break here on Rugby Nation. Stay with us, because when we return, our champion Black Ferns are back in action against Australia. We'll see you soon. Welcome back. The Black Ferns have officially kicked off their next World Cup cycle, playing for the first time since that World Cup win. But this time under new coach Alan Bunting. Following Sir Wayne Smith's departure, it's the third time in as many years the Black Ferns have had to embrace a new coach. And they also welcome 9 debutants. Their first test in Brisbane, with Game 1 of the Pacific Force Series against the Wallaroos.
And that's some good work down the front. Here's Kalunivale! First try to the world champs. And it's a cheeky little line-out move from Tanya Kalunivale.
Set!
Oh, and the tight head from the Black Ferns. And they come here, break out the short side. Wallaroos looking to get their hands on the ball. It's still there for Marino Tohinu. Eddie Simon with a carry. Just need to be patient here, the Black Ferns now. Masters getting off the line and shutting down the Black Ferns runners. Slow ball for New Zealand. Now they're looking to power their way over. They break back the near side, and what about the footwork there from Brunt? She has feet to burn and uses them to get over the line. Fights to the Black Ferns. Not too many spare seats here in Dolphin Stadium. The Black Ferns putting on a show at this stage. The world champions, and they're showing it in 2023. Penalty advantage. So Wallaroos just gifting Black Ferns some territory here, and now they're going up the middle, this Black Ferns team. Outstanding work in tight. And now the leg drive coming, they're very close. And now they break out Brunt. This time trying to twist her way over, she does, she's got two. Absolute beast mode tonight from Sylvia Brunt.
Sylvia Brunt with the footwork again, just outstanding.
Demant holds it up this time and goes herself, pops it off the deck. Razzle-dazzle here from the Black Ferns. Holmes backing up around the corner and now sends it wide out to Metarangi Paul. Chip ahead, can she regather? Oh, it's a try! Quite brilliant from the Black Ferns. On debut, Metarangi Paul with the chip and chase, the put down. They're going to have a look at it.
It's a try on debut. And her sister will be pretty happy as well. I'm pretty sure her sister plays in the sevens.
Breaking off the back is Mikaela Tu'u, and she's going to go all the way, is she? No. Drops it off the deck, and oh, what a start to the second half from this Black Ferns team. And it's Metarangi Paul getting her second try on debut. That is a blistering start to the second stanza. And it's Paul who is shining bright like a diamond. Black Ferns have numbers to the left. They keep it tight through Connor. Rule standing over. Going to go up the middle. Shifts it to Murray. Mikaela Tu'u is over for the try. A second effort, using the power in her legs to get herself over the line. So it's another try to the Black Ferns. 6 tries in total. That's the little bobble that they're looking at. Hahaya, Kelly, long pass, and the Black Ferns still brought down just short. Vaha Akolo, and now the power drive here from Bremner, and Bremner's in. Chelsea Bremner getting the pats on the back. And again, they just keep it tight. The Black Ferns turn the screws and get themselves over for another try. So it's there for the Wallaroos. Oh, and Fredericks wrapped up. There for the Black Ferns. Mikaela Tu'u, oh, lovely pass. Deft hands there to Amy Duplessis. And the pick and go is relentless from Joanna Nanwu. They just keep coming in waves, the Black Ferns. And that's a lovely line there from Bremner. What a try to the Black Ferns. Alana Bremner running a spectacular line. And as I said, they just keep coming. And that's another try to the world champions. Aussie women's side, Chancellor. Added some energy, but gets turned and turned over. Another steal. Luca Connor goes quickly. Black Ferns want one more. They want to raise the bat. They want 50 on the board. Here's Holmes. It's Duplessis spinning out of the tackle. Duplessis just brought down, but they keep it going. And Iratana Hohaya brings up 50 for the Black Ferns. What a way to finish this test match for the world champions. Willison drags it across the face. But that is full time here at Dolphin Stadium. On a windy night here in Redcliffe, the Black Ferns breeze past the Wallaroos. 50-0, the final score.
Welcome back, Black Ferns. What a showing from the world champions as they completely dominated the Wallaroos in their first outing under new coach Alan Bunting. How fantastic was second five Sylvia Brunt as all of the debutantes stepped up, and it made for a very happy skipper post-match.
Feels exactly like we're back at home. We got quite the shock driving into the stadium and seeing a wall of black jerseys, and and we can feel the aroha, we can feel the tautoko. It's definitely been a change in personnel, and I'm sure myself, the girls and the coaches are extremely proud of our new debutants tonight. We've definitely established the Black Ferns way, the style that we like to play, and that definitely hasn't changed.
The Black Ferns now head to Ottawa, where they'll take on Canada this weekend. Right, stay with us. When we return, we'll head to South Africa, where the New Zealand under-20s continue their World Cup campaign against France. Welcome back. The Baby Blacks' hunt for a fifth Junior World Cup title got off to a nail-biting start against Wales last week as they narrowly escaped with a 1-point win. So coach Clark Laidlaw was calling for more out of a star-studded side as they continue their campaign against France and South Africa.
All the way through for Hugo Aradu. Hooked on by Oscar Jégou for Ponverne. Now some momentum for France. Jonol pops it up for Tuilagi, who takes the ball at top speed. Jonol will break around the fringe of the ruck. Relentless from France. Nushi, the captain. Jégou for Aradu. Jonot now goes to Coste, out the back. This is beautiful handling from France. And Theo Akizogbe, beautiful skill from France. Patience in the build-up, strong ball carrying.
Now that's the French power we've spoken about. They're big, man and one, physicality, stayed on the gain line and dominated.
French line out for Jouvin. No contest from New Zealand. They'll get their maul rumbling straight away. And the defence crumbling. It's all too easy for this magnificent French pack.
They are too easy from France. And New Zealand didn't even go up, they stayed down. But look where Tuilagi is as a power driver through the middle of that maul and over France go.
Well, New Zealand not engaging in that maul, so trying to create an obstruction. France wise to it and not transferring the ball before they made contact. Now there is a penalty advantage going the way of the French, but still they rumble on. And Jonot finds Akisogbe to his right, looking for the inside ball. That's wonderful from France. Did he control the ball? He thinks he did. The referee wants another look.
On-field decision is no try. I saw that the ball has been lost forward. Can I have a quick look, please? Try is good.
No, there's no issue there whatsoever. So referee Schneider-Kish Jonot has France's third try. And then Ben Ake. Jack Taylor pressing on for New Zealand, and on the advantage comes the cross kick. And they're claiming a try in the corner here. That'll be extraordinary. Stint Jacobs. Looks like there's a knee on the ground there just before grounding.
No try, full in touch, advantage.
And no jump from New Zealand, but France, who were never intending, and send it to the safety of touch. It's been an impressive display from France in the first half. Yeah, Jouvin for Aradu. And there goes the French maul. Try scored. Bonus point in the bag.
Yeah, just the power from Tulangi. The French are singing in the rain.
Stay 9.
France managing to hold that scrum firm, and it's a beautiful line break from Godfrey. Was not able to free his arms to make the pass for Tangi Tau.
Number.
Malachi Rampling. There's a penalty advantage, and France will probably see yellow now on that team wanting. Jack Taylor with the carry. Then Hotham, the cross kick from Kemara.
Time is off. Number 9, offside. Repeated infringements. Off you go.
It's a pity, and Jeannot has been having such a good game.
Advantage, not pushing him straight.
So penalty advantage again for New Zealand. Over the top from Kemara. And Springer. And the try is scored. Brilliant work.
Time off.
There might be a leading elbow there.
But full play takes everything off. Okay, so there's going to be no try. I'm going to restart with a penalty against France. Okay, and it's going to be off-field review.
So Macca Springer
penalty for you here, okay?
Suffers the double indignity of having his try disallowed, and then also shown a yellow card, which will be referred.
Foul play.
Damien Schneider has another advantage being shown. Here's Tangi Tau. Let's go of the ball, back to his feet.
Time off.
We're going to see another yellow.
Repeated infringement again. You need to change the behavior. Yellow card.
May have been on the verge of a penalty try there. Powerful New Zealand scrum. And eventually that penalty try does come. Pick and drive through the middle. And no opportunity over the ball for France there. It's a wonderful pass from Fillion. And Peter Lakai is over for New Zealand second. This is a spirited comeback. France looking to hit straight back here and possibly put the game out of reach of New Zealand. Strong carries from their forwards.
Now, you don't lose control.
And over they go, but is the ball down? Yes, it is now.
Try.
New Zealand through Cooper Flanders.
Okay.
Fillion puts the little kick in, and France more than happy through Mathis Ferté to bring an end to the contest and for them to get their second consecutive win over New Zealand. Full time it's France 35, New Zealand 14.
Well, not a great showing there from our New Zealand under-20s. The future of French rugby looking strong and hopefully not a sign of what's to come, as they look like a favourite to take out the Junior World Cup. The Kiwis face Japan next up, and they need the win as they're now just 1 win from 2. OK, well, that's a wrap from us here on Rugby Nation. Join us next week when we unpack all the drama and action from the Rugby Championship. Until then, mā te wā.
4 of the world's greatest rugby nations come together to see who rules the South. From the Andes, where the puma is feared,
Argentina!
to the High Veld, a place where the air is thin.
It's sailing, sailing, over!
And the Springbok Run. Across the outback to the MCG, where the Wallaby are at their winning best.
Try scored!
Te Ika a Maui, a harsh environment for any that travels.
50 up for the All Blacks!
Glory, momentum, a chance to impress before the Rugby World Cup.